and welcome back to another video. Round
match
3.
Match 3. Yeah.
Match 3.
X-Point format still, of course,
Yep.
obviously. Same tournament.
Yep, December monthly. And I'm looking forward to this one. One of my old-time favorites, the White Weenie.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the Ponza deck because you mentioned in the past like you'd want to see some land destruction in previous lists, so
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say land destruction, but...
I'm looking forward to that
so
too.
that too, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why a good matchup. So land destruction is the first deck, basically, or Ponza.
Ponza.
Is that a modern term, Ponza?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know either. Well, maybe it might be like from limited format, not limited, extended.
Could
like,
be.
So old border, but anyways, doesn't matter. Basically, it's usually a 3-color deck: red, green, black, featuring as much land hate as you can from those colors, which you can from those colors because you have Sinkhole, Ice Storm, and Stone Rain. Sinkhole being the one that costs 2, but it's interesting just to say fast because that's the only one of them that has the 2 black. In the cost, right? Which is rough. No.
It could be rough, but I mean, it also is the cheapest to cast. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, from this deck pick, there's no lack of land destruction. But I mean, you have to consider the other 2, like Ice Storm and Stone Rain. It's 1 color and 2 colorless. A little easier to cast if you're playing multicolor.
That's true, especially with the Soul Ring, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 10 points is with the 10-point format there, you kind of have to like pick and choose certain things.
Yeah, that's true. I think we agreed before the 10 points were regrowth, 4 factories, that's 5.
Soul Ring.
Soul Ring is 2, that's 7.
I think it's
no.
3.
Soul Ring was 3, and then Mox Jet was 2.
Yeah.
So Soul Ring brings you to 8, and then Jet brings you to 10. Just to say, it's really interesting is the Birds of Paradise are crucial not just for the 3 colors, but these kinds of decks are not that great on the draw.
Okay.
They're fantastic on the play. Like you get the Stone Rain on turn 3 while they have 2 lands. You get the Sinkhole on turn 2 and they have 1 land. So it's very good. When you go second, it's like they have that extra land, which matters when you're a land destruction deck.
Yeah.
But the Birds of Paradise work in a similar vein as the Moxes or the Mox Diamond in pre-modern, where you can kind of get your if you go second, that mana ramp accelerates you into your turn 3 play on turn 2. So like the Bird of Paradise is really good for that. Yeah, that picture went by really fast. Thought that was way too fast. But just to say also...
You took it to heart.
Yeah.
You're so passionate.
Yeah. I wanted to mention really fast the Nether Void from that deck. It's like extra punishing, right? When you're destroying your opponent's lands, Nether Void makes it extremely hard for them to play anything. But I was going to say, a little bit disappointed not seeing Manifold. Manifold is a very good friend of Nether Void.
I mean, this deck here,
the White Weenie?
The mono white, I just feel we're talking about like mana rocks. I feel it's a bit of an oversight that there's not actually a Mox Pearl.
Mox Pearl, yeah. So we only counted 9 points, right? With a bigger picture, can we see if anybody can find the 10th point? Like, let us know in the comments.
Leave a comment in below because we were looking.
Yeah.
And
4 factories. 2 Armageddons is 6, and then balance is 3 for 9, right?
Yeah.
So like easily cut an Armageddon or a factory for the Pearl, right?
Yeah, I would say that would be like probably my way I would approach it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, I just feel like another thing that's really missing from this deck as well is you're playing mono white, but there's no Sarah Angel.
No Sarah Angel. Well, it looks like he's going for a very...
I'm not seeing...
Well, no, there's no Sarah Angel, but it looks like he's going for a very aggressive, like very, very aggressive low curve, and then high end, well, and like finishing it off with the Crusades, right? Like there's 10 1-drops. Like I don't think you typically see 10 1-drops. In the Savannah Lions, and maybe 2 Javelineers, 3 Javelineers sometimes.
Well, it's going to be pretty interesting because the opponent is playing, I think, 3 Tabbies.
Oh, that's true,
so that's going to be an interesting thing. So I'm wondering. I'm really curious to see how this is going to go.
Oh, that's true. Tabby also works really well with the land destruction, obviously.
Well, the Nether Void.
So that could actually punish this JS, I think.
Yeah.
Could actually punish him extremely hard because if his plan is I'm just going to spew 10 creatures on the board, and then he gets hit with that Tabby, and he's got no additional rocks or anything to pay for them, it could be extremely rough.
Yeah.
But I do like seeing the Thunder Spirit is a mainstay of the mono white deck. I'm a big fan of Army of Allah combat tricks, and the Crusade is nice too. Like honestly, when you have 2 in play, it really changes a lot. Like one thing about slivers, to go into pre-modern one more time really quickly, like they really rely on the muscle sliver, the one that gives all slivers +1/+1, and just having that 1 in play makes a gigantic difference. So if you can get like multiple Crusades.
Yeah, multiple Crusades. I used to play mono white. I would have like Crusades, and then when you wouldn't be on the attack, I would also play Castle, giving all your untapped creatures +0/+2.
2, right?
Yeah, so it'll really be great with like Sarah Angel, because now she becomes suddenly a 4/6.
Yeah.
And
it's a really good hand. He's got
pretty good opening hand, I'd say. Yeah.
He's got the dual land to cast both the bird and the bolt.
Yeah.
And he ramps into his.
Oh, JS does have the disenchant, so.
Disenchant for what?
JS has the disenchant in his opening hand.
For what though?
The Nether Void. I saw Nether Void.
Oh yeah, but the thing about disenchant and Nether Void is that you might not be able to cast that disenchant, right? So I think the disenchant might find its home destroying Sylvan Libraries and Icy Manipulators, possibly. But we'll see. Nether Void can punish both sides.
Oh, maybe JS taking a
Bolt of Bird.
a note from the playbook that we've written for him.
Bolt of Bird.
The bolt, Swords the Bird, Bolt the Bird, both acceptable.
Yeah, beautiful creature, a bird, but it doesn't deserve to live when you're not the person in control of it. So it's like, but like you can see, like that Sinkhole was a disgusting top deck.
Yeah,
like this is bad, like really bad, right? He has no black lands, and now his bird is dead, and he's gonna kind of be stuck with the. So now he has to make a decision: do I strip your planes, or do I build towards my Ice Storm? I think you can strip the planes.
Yeah, I think you could probably afford that. And
yeah, I don't know if deck lists are open or if you know what the opponent is playing, but I think you can presume pretty carefully with planes into Plow that they're probably playing mono white. Like the planes on turn 1 is, I think it's good enough. So like they're gonna play a creature,
or maybe the opponent might be playing like it's like early in the game. Okay, they're playing the planes. Maybe they're playing blue white. You know, kind of like a control. But now that you're seeing like 2 planes, like the second planes for me would be like pretty much a dead giveave that it's going to be a mono white. So I'm already anticipating 4 disenchants, 4 swords.
But what's good about what's good about calling the fact that your opponent is on mono white helps justify the strip mine play, because they're probably going to play a low health creature with their mana, so you can still then bolt whatever they play. So you actually get to do the 2 things. It's not like you're passing your turn by just stripping, not being able to play your land destruction, because you can still bolt something. So you do get the 2 things. Okay, so he Dark Ritual for the Sinkhole. I don't know if that's necessary.
He probably just wanted to really just get it out there, and
because he could have Dark Ritual for the Stone Ring, right? Was that worth anything? Like now, so the mana. Never mind. Either way, he's gonna have a mana wasted. So if he never draws another black source, then it's fine.
So interesting. He has a Tabby in hand.
Tabby's really good. It's just not good right now, right? It needs to be. It needed to be any other land, but that's where the bolt is gonna help him, because like if he misses a land drop and all JS does is play a creature or attack, oh my god, that's so dirty. Playing against land destruction, and you put your factory into an open red source is like you're just asking for a 1 mana single, right? Like that's rough.
Like punching yourself in the face.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah. Well, JS is being extremely lucky, just drawing into lands. Like
I was gonna say, he's even luckier that Max is not drawing his own lands, right? Okay, now we can start. I think you want to hit the planes, right? Don't hit the factory. You don't really care about the extra damage. Hit the planes.
Oh, maybe he felt otherwise. But yeah, I totally agree. I'd be like,
Yeah, so if all JS did now was play creature go, like that's punished. Now, he's got Tabby. So if he's like, I'll hit your extra damage because my Tabby will deal with your creatures. Because now you can Tabby and strip, and so maybe that was the right play actually, right?
Yeah.
Because now he Tabbies and Stone Rains, and he's okay. That might have been the better play.
GG's, good game, everyone.
Yeah. Right, and honestly, I'm really happy to see Tabby, because like I don't think its price tag is justified, because it doesn't see any play, and now it's like you're seeing its best application.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty rough. Now not drawing a land is brutal.
Well, right now Max has to really find a win con. So what's the win con for him? At this
JS getting frustrated.
point? Just the scooping, just like screw it.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like a double-edged sword because now he can't play his bird. He can play the birds, but he has to pay for an upkeep.
Oh shit! His only win condition is factory. That's the only win condition.
Factory and bolt.
Yeah.
No, I mean you have
he's
to.
got earthquake, but
Yeah.
okay. So I was gonna say is like one thing I wanted to also mention was I think 4 Sylvan Library is always wrong, and like even the Total Vault deck plays 3. And that's like a dedicated combo deck that's looking for very important pieces to win the game, not just looking for pieces to run your game plan.
Yeah.
So I think
2.
Yeah, I think
the
2 is
number.
right. But now, just to say, right, in a deck where your only win condition is the factory, you kind of want to find your Sylvan Library as fast as possible. So like, this could also be like a niche situation where the 4 Sylvan is justified. But
I'd probably put like Black Vices, you know?
Yeah.
You got the Voids, you got the, land destruction, your
Yeah.
opponent's hand is full.
Throw in
Why
a Vicer
not?
too, yeah.
You just throw in a couple in there and,
Oh, Chaos Orb.
or at least
for
in
the
the sideboard, you know?
No, say Cole better. I didn't see that he had more line destruction. Chaos Orb is going to come in very clutch for certain things. That guy is dead.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the annoyance of discard decks, line destruction decks. Like JS might just concede. Like,
But I mean, like, right now, he could just play creature and pay for it.
oh, I think if Max drops that Nether Void right now, I think the game might be over. I think like, yeah, I would play the Nether Void. Or you can play Chaos Orb just to have it in play before, but Nether Void...
I'd probably play the Chaos Orb
Yeah.
now, another Void next turn,
just to have everything in play.
just smash the opponent's land, and there you go. Like, at this point,
yeah,
like,
but...
it would take him 4 turns just to, like, you know...
Yeah, but... Like, I'm not saying play Nether Void right now necessarily, but you don't need to orb that planes because, like, the Nether Void will shut him down, right? Like,
Yeah.
who cares if he has the 1 line? He still has to find 2 more, right? So even if he finds 1 more, he still can't do anything. If he finds another one, he still can't do anything. And then, like, you have so much time to orb, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you can even save the orb. Oh, there's a Sylvan Library. That's a hell of a top deck.
Yeah, Max is just, everything is just going
Yeah,
super well
everything's
for
going
him.
perfect.
He's top attacking well.
He went first, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
But, it's
Slight,
just-
slight difference, right? Because if JS went first, that planes plows the bird on Max's end step. He untaps with 2 lands, plays 2 creatures, plays a creature and something. Like, you do have that extra turn of advantage, right? And then when it goes back to Max, Max isn't going to 3 lands, he's going to 2, right?
Well, now Max needs to find his win going.
Max needs to pay 8 life.
So he needs to pay 8 to kind of really get the ball going.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have...
Okay, the problem is, I was going to say that's the problem. I was going to literally just say the problem is he saw it crumble and said that's a useless card, so he puts it back. You take the useless card in your hand so you don't see it next turn. Especially when you're in such a winning position, you can afford 4 more life. Especially even though you're against an aggro opponent. Like, just get that useless card out of your deck kind of thing.
He could afford to pay up to 12.
Is that a Dark Ritual? Okay, even
Yeah.
with Dark Ritual. So Dark Ritual, Nether Void? Probably not playing the Nether Void.
Interesting.
But I don't see why, because his only win condition is the factories, right? So, like, who cares if you can't cast anything anymore? You're going to win with the factories.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's okay.
I
it's
mean,
okay,
it
it's
could
okay.
be a factor of he's also, like, new to playing this kind of deck. Depending on the player's experience, too, eh?
Well, it could also just be he doesn't want to be as aggressive as I'm suggesting he should be. There's also that.
Yeah, but you're a degenerate. Let's face it.
Look, I'm not denying anything here.
Yeah. I've seen you play. You've heard it here first. You heard it here.
Okay, like he's getting rewarded for not playing the Nether Void because now he just found a Soul Ring and all this stuff. But like, I think especially with the Soul Ring, you just play the Nether Void. Oh, he's just reconsidering his library. Yeah, play that Soul Ring. Please play the Soul Ring, and then play the Nether Void. I just want to see Nether Void. I think your opponent scoops the Nether Void, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's also a thing to consider. Your opponent might just be like, my only hope is finding 1 land so I can play my Banalish hero.
Yeah.
Oh wait, my Banalish hero costs 4 now.
Yeah.
Right? Like that is a serious psychological factor.
Yeah,
so
it's,
like,
it's a mind...
yeah. I would fucking slam that Soul Ring and play Nether Void. Like, especially with the Soul Ring, you're so far ahead. Please. Can just one time the people we're commenting on agree with what I say? They always do the fucking opposite. Do it. Do it. Come on. He's just thinking about it so hard. Just do it.
I know.
Just do it.
We'll see what happens. Oh.
1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4.
And...
Concede. Come on. Aw.
He's probably just going to see what...
JS with the resilience.
At this point, I'd be like, yes.
Look, your opponent is not showing you any win condition whatsoever. So, like, that is, like, a thing to not concede to. I understand, but, you know.
At this point, just pay 8 life. Let's go. Get the ball rolling.
Find your factories. Crumble is so rude, too, because... No, but Moxes aren't coming down for... Oh, strip mine, but not doing anything. Oh, strip the tabby, sure. Because he has a backup in his hand.
Yeah.
Like, if JS wasn't demoralized by now, if Max plays a second tabby, that's like...
I'm honestly surprised JS is still hanging in there.
Oh, wow, and you found a third one. Yeah, take that. No, cost 4, cost 3.
Oh, he has probably so many lines anyway.
Yeah.
And people are not playing by the rules anymore, apparently.
Yeah, apparently that. So that's why JS didn't concede, folks, because when you're playing mono white, nether white doesn't count. It says, yeah, there you go. Okay, JS. Good.
Yeah, alright.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, realizing now that nether void is on the table.
That's an ice storm, I think. No, sinkhole. Equally as good.
Yeah, the thing with nether void, I think I might have mentioned this in another video. The mistake I think I made when I played against that card is that the person also had Black Vice. So I was always in the impression I was like, oh, I can't play this card, but you can play the cards, you just get countered.
Oh.
So you can't play the card and but it just goes against it.
Counter unless it...
So you could actually still dump your hand if the person has the Black Vice, but you just get countered.
Gets countered. That's pretty good.
But I was
that's relevant.
That's very relevant because I lost a game because of that. Because I was like, oh, I can't play anything, but I was able to play, just not thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's true under the pressure of like tournament rounds, your time, this
also,
and that.
The camera is relevant also.
Yeah,
in case you're on camera.
Very relevant.
Okay, JS. Just keep.
He's just. I think he's waiting to see the win con.
This is the Martin school of thought. No, you can kill me. You can kill me if you want. That's the Martin.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna concede. You just kill me, and I'll wait 3 hours if it takes 3 hours. I'm not conceding. You want to win this game?
He's a soldier. He's just plowing it. He's like, yep, nope.
Don't play the tabby. It's not worth it. Doesn't do anything, and it's just a strip target, right?
Oh, but there's only one strip, I think. I think it's like Atlantic.
Oh, okay. So.
Atlantic X points. Or Atlantic rules, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
He's probably counting...
9 lands were destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he changed his graveyard order, which matters, but doesn't matter. But it matters. This format has Nether Shadow, so your graveyard order matters. You can't just be changing. I understand. It's not a big deal.
Who has ever played? You tell me.
Me?
Who? Yeah.
Actually, one of the oldest pictures.
And what year was this?
Hold on. One of the oldest pictures that we have of me at our Montreal events, which was like the beginning of the formation, maybe like 2 weeks after they first met. I was playing my Reanimator deck, and it had Nether Shadows. So there's an actual picture of it. You can see the Nether Shadow on the playmat.
I bet at that point it wasn't even called Old School for how long it was.
Oh, by the way, as a side note, which is not related to this game at all, but I was watching the last video that came up, and we were talking about a certain play where the red player had to have exactly 2 bolts to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you even made the joke, fine, you're right, gosh, always right. And I was actually watching, I was actually wrong. Because he had Mox 3 lands and a mountain, and he had Disintegrate in his hand. So that Disintegrate is 3 damage, and then the extra land with Lightning Bolt is the extra 3. So he could have actually won. We were saying, oh, Disintegrate's not good enough, he can't win, he needs exactly 2 bolts. But no, he literally, if he had the 1 bolt in his hand, the Disintegrate plus the bolt would have been the lethal, so.
So he triggered the Sylvan 2 times. Yeah, so you can't trigger the Sylvan twice.
Yeah, they don't stack. They don't stack.
They don't. Yeah. So for anyone who's curious of like
Yeah.
Sylvan library stacking, they don't.
Because it doesn't say like that to draw, like it doesn't. It's not like Howling Mine where it says draw a card. It's like in your draw step you can draw 2 extra cards. So like if you've already drawn the 2 extra cards, you can't draw 2 extra cards. Like you've drawn your 2 extra cards for the turn.
Yeah.
So like you look at 3
Yeah.
cards, put them back.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, so the point is yeah. So they're just having a little bit of a debate about that. It happens all the time. I remember the first time I played with a new guy that came to the community. I mean, I should have done it for the sake of like education, but he did do this where he like draw 3 and then drew another 3, and I just kind of like I just let it happen. I think he was losing anyways. So I didn't want to like really. But I should. Yeah, I should. You know, like at the end of the day, the education is always better. Than, yeah. So. Because then after he goes and makes a mistake somewhere else, right? And it could be more relevant the tournament he does it in. So like, don't feel bad for your opponents. Just tell them the right thing.
No, because you also want to help people out because sometimes their interpretation of a certain card is one thing.
Yeah.
And then if you don't teach them, someone else will, and then they'll be like, "Oh, well, why didn't this other person tell me before?" You know, so it's just
a mess.
But we're all there to like help each other out, kind of too, at the same time to like. You know, have fun, play the game, teach each other, get together, and then, you know, you just do what I do. You just swear after the game is done. I mean...
But hold on, like, no, but at the end of the day, though, Sylvan is a trigger, though, so, like you don't draw 5...
I think...
Like, you don't draw 5 cards, but if I draw 3 and I keep all 3 of them, the next Sylvan library is still a trigger. So shouldn't I actually then see 2 more cards?
Oh boy, here we go. I think there's like some kind of. I was talking, I think it was with Benoit, and I think there's some kind of ruling, you know, like one of those, 20.8 dash whatever, blah blah blah. It breaks it down why it doesn't. So. For anyone interested, I'm sure you can Google it online, and then it'll explain to you why the 2 Sylvans don't trigger. So, he's got a factory, which is interesting, because now JS can still actually win this game, provided Max doesn't have a bolt. Huh. So maybe JS wasn't too crazy after all to... Not to concede.
That's true. The factory could just like win the game, right?
Yeah. How funny would that be? Is just you have like this massive board state.
Oh, yeah, he has crumple. He has 2 crumbles in his hand.
Ah, yes. All right.
He has 2 crumbles in his hand.
Okay, if he doesn't concede at this point, he's just a savage. It's like
respectable, but
respectable. Yeah. So this is just going back and forth, kind of. Jess is just looking at his hands like, If he could somehow get like a disenchant played for the Nether Void, but there's a lot of back and forth right now. I mean, he's got no factories. Max has got nothing to really win the game. And he's going to play an Ice Storm.
Okay, I'm just really confused here because, like...
And we have a scoop. That last Ice Storm was the straw that broke the...
I'm kind of getting myself a little bit into a rabbit hole here with the Sylvan Library because, like... It's you can't just ignore a triggered effect. I don't understand why it's not the case that, like, you would draw 1 for turn. The first Sylvan Library says you may draw 2 more cards. So you draw 2 more cards. I decide to keep all of them. There's another trigger on the stack that says you may draw 2 cards. Like, why wouldn't I then look at 2 more cards?
Well, if anyone knows, put it in the comment section. If you have a link,
and yeah, especially if you have a link.
If you are like a
everything I'm googling is just taking me back to the Gatherer ruling, which is not very
clear. So if anyone has any information on that, I was always told that they don't both trigger. It's only 1. You can only look at 3 cards, put them back, or decide to keep them if you pay 8 life. So we'll see what happens in game 2. Maybe JS will be a little bit more fortunate this time around. I mean, he probably had like 11 or 12 lands last game, so I could see why he was discouraged, but also wondering what is Max's win condition at this point. So it's like hard to sideboard what.
Okay, like, see. Oh, sorry. We're moved on from the system.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like when you're JS and you're like, okay, what do I put in the sideboard? Because I haven't seen my opponent's win condition. It makes it a little
tough, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
But see, like, the difference here is like JS got that creature in play.
Yeah.
And it's like now with the land destruction is like the land destruction is too slow, right? Like he needs to have a way to kill these creatures. And the tabby. Okay, great. Yeah. But again, it's like he has to get to 3 mana, then he has to tabby, right? So like JS has a chance to get to like 4 lands, and then the tabby he can just pay for his 3 creatures and attack, and then like
yeah.
So like so it's a well built deck because then Bolt comes in and deals with creatures too, but. You should be able to see already that there's a significant difference for the land destruction deck when it goes second.
Mm-hmm. Which will be interesting if there's a game 3 with Max going first.
Yeah.
So
I actually think that so I wouldn't go into the realm of self-fulfilling prophecy. I would not go into that realm, but I think you'd be misguided by the power of the land destruction deck if you only used game 1 as its as a representation, because like everything went perfect.
Yeah,
and it's the kind of deck where everything has to kind of work.
Yeah, that was a bit of an exception there.
Oh my god, that fucking earthquake! Okay, so
beautiful.
Like earthquake just absolutely shreds the dreams of every mono white player.
Yeah,
I think I would still prioritize the land destruction before the earthquake though, because like. It doesn't do much if JS just now puts 2 more creatures into play. He's in the exact same position, right? I think I'd prioritize.
Well, maybe now he's like, oh, I have the factory. I can maybe block.
Dude, but like, look though, because right, like 2 lands means 2 Oh, he played 1 creature. I think JS has 2 1-drops in his hand. I would have played the 2 1-drops.
No, because he's scared because of the tabby. And he's like, I'll just go with the 1 creature because I at least pay for it on upkeep. Because maybe he's like, oh. What if he plays the tabby and destroys the land, and I play both my creatures? I lose one of them anyways.
See, but look at the situation here, right? If he would have Stone Rained last turn or Ice Stormed last turn, and not touched the creatures are 1/1s. This turn, he sinkholes and he has Earthquake for 1. He wipes the whole board.
Yeah.
So he gets, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay though.
I mean, JS is trying to get all the damage as quickly as possible.
I can't see if that's a second Earthquake. Wait, what just happened? Oh, because it has... Wait, what just happened? Couldn't he pump it?
I think the factory.
But couldn't he pump the factory to make it a 3/3?
But I think if you pump itself, it doesn't deal any combat damage.
In this format? Not in old school. In old
Factory?
school, people keep complaining about factory because it shouldn't do that, but like, fuck off. Like, the card, it simply says to turn it sideways and it gets below 1. It still deals damage. It's not turned off just because it's turned sideways.
No, I heard that back in the day anyway, so maybe I'm mixing with like old school rules from the 90s.
Like,
I'm that old.
I mean, like, but I've heard though, there are people who complain about factory being too strong and that they wish it would have this old ruling where like once it's turned sideways it deals no damage, but like just cry some more is my answer. Because like disenchant, crumble, disintegrate, lightning bolt.
Well, you probably actually
Icy,
the factory
howling
blocked
mine.
it, and then so like one's 2/1, the other one's 2/2, so it's like an exchange.
But I'm saying like the factory is a 2/2, then you tap it to make it a 3/3. It shouldn't die to.
I know.
Then, but it's okay. It's okay. We all. Unless I'm missing something, but
No. So Max is getting like another void in.
yeah. So despite going second, he still managed. Well, earthquake. It's earthquake, right? It's
Earthquake kinda-
It's not that his deck is proving me wrong that it's still good on the draw. Sorry, it's that he had an earthquake which absolutely shreds mono white. Like shreds mono white. If the opponent had, if Freet's in play, for example, like that earthquake's not doing anything. And your land destruction is way too slow. So we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna see a game 3 based on what's happening here. But again, I don't. These are the kind of games that make it very enticing and fun and a good choice to play the land destruction deck. But I don't think this is a tier 1 deck, and I think what we're seeing is like tier 1. Wait, is he at 1 life?
No, there's I think a dice hidden in the back. See, like JS only has 3 dice on the screen,
Okay.
so I think he's at 6. Which is interesting, because
So
at some point Max is gonna have to. Oh, there we go.
Don't orb. The factory blocks the...
No, but that's his only win con, so he needs his factory to stay on board.
Factory becomes...
I know, but in his head,
That's a
it's like he's like, "Hey, we gotta bust a Paulino's kid, right?
Yeah.
We're just here. We're just here to comment on the game."
Ooh. See, that bolt also kind of makes the orb feel bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is.
It is, but it's okay. Orb goes face now, right? So, speed up the clock a little bit. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Those are some increasingly frustrated discards from JS. I don't know if you've seen the intensity with which he's... So we've got with the bolt, that's you're down to say it's a 3-turn clock with the bolt. Any other factory puts an end to the game, but JS is so far away that it's going to take him 3 turns to play something.
Yeah.
So like I think mathematically speaking, the game is over, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Did he just draw a single?
He just drew a single.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. GG's.
Yeah. Now, like I think now for sure the math just states the game is over.
Yeah. I think
of course, JS not knowing about the bolt means okay now for sure. Now you just concede because it will take JS 3 turns, legitimately now 3 turns to play something. 3 times 2 is okay. I guess he's at 1 technically. Unless is there another dice hiding?
I think there is another dice hiding. Yes.
So he's not just at 5 then.
I think he's at 6. It's max. Something like that.
No, I'm talking about JS.
JS, I wasn't keeping total. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, there I just saw the shadow of the dice.
Yeah.
You can always at least respect the resiliency of the people who don't concede, but you know.
There's a few times where I'm like so close to conceding. I'm like, oh, I'll just tough it out, and like the game just curves, and you're just like, oh my god, I actually pulled this one off. Like that one video when I was playing against you and Reanimator on our channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if people don't know what I'm talking about, you should go back and watch it.
That video. Yeah.
Blazing Pumpkins and Casual Nights. And there we have it.
Yeah.
Just yeah. Go kick rocks, kid.
Yeah, I think it's like the cards that Max chose to support his land destruction plan worked so well versus mono white that this was just never going to be a good or fair matchup for JS. But you try.
He tried.
Karma's a bit. Not really, actually. It's just single. Well, single, Nether Void, Dark Ritual. It's fine.
Well, Karma is like
it's
you
for
take
swamps,
1
right?
damage.
For the swamps, right?
Yeah, so like he would take 3 damage per turn.
Every turn?
4.
Oh, right. It's enchantment. Okay, yeah.
So,
of course. Any highlight moment for you in this game? Probably just game 1 altogether. It was a pretty big highlight, I would say, right?
Yeah,
like, it
just
really shone a gigantic light on the deck.
One after another, just land destruction is like pow. It's, JS couldn't dig himself out, unfortunately, and he couldn't have any real interactions. He was able to swing a few times with Savannahs and the order, but just unfortunately couldn't cut ahead. Maybe that Mox Pro could have maybe just helped out.
Yeah, you can't destroy. Well, the guy's playing Crumbles also, though, so.
Yeah, but I mean, the games could have been a little different, just with that extra boost at the beginning, so.
No, but anyway, it's still nice to see the Ponza deck and the White Weenie, so
yeah, it was a nice match, so
I think the next one is the finals now?
Yep, we'll do the next finals. Sorry. Until the next one.